Till yesterday, what we have covered is just the basics of how to write anything, write your name or anything about it, and we have just computed some questions regarding that addition, subtraction, and multiplication. And by this time, you know how to enter the value or assign values to various variables like int a equals to 10, int b equals to 5, and all. But now, today, let's understand what if I want to provide an answer or any input as a user input, not as a program input but as a user input. What does that mean is, for example, the question is write a program to input two values from user and compute its sum. Now, in this, I'm not specifying any values, like I'm not saying 10 or 20 and then just add them. You're not even aware of what are the values of those variables. So how are we going to initiate these programs? The first four statements will be the same, like class, I'm calling it compute. Fine. I will provide the curly brace, then I will give it public static void main, then I will give these curly brackets. Alright. Now, what I will do in earlier programs, what we used to do was that I don't write right now, just watch it first. In earlier programs, what we used to do, we used to write it like int a equals to, and then we used to assign some values to it. Alright, but now I'm saying that value should be given by a user. So the place where we have to write these variables so that a user can give its value is this area. What we will do, see, I have to compute how many variables? Two values. The question is saying for two values. That means I need to provide them two variables. Fine. And the variables, I am assuming them to be of integer types. So I will provide one as int a and comma another as int b. And I will write this as it is in between these circular brackets, like int a comma int b. As simple as that. Alright. After that, but what we have to now do? Compute its sum. So obviously we need a third variable. So we will now provide int c over here. And the next line, everything will remain the same. C equals to a plus b. Then SOPLN. Then we will print the value of c. And we will close the program. The question is, write a program to get two values as an input from user and print the largest value. Now this is the question. What does this mean? For example, a user has given you two values 10 and 5. Alright, the largest of those 10 and 5 is 10. So I need output as a 10. I need to neglect that 5 part. So how are we, just think about it once, that what type of logic do we need? Now I am providing the class name as class largest. I am providing a curly brace, then public static void main. Now I will write two variables, int a comma int b. Fine. Alright. Now I will use a new type of statement. This statement is known as if statement. Alright, this statement known as if statement. If is similar to like that of English language, that what it is saying is, if a is greater than b, if a is greater than b, then only then SOPLN a. Otherwise in English I can write it like else, otherwise SOPLN b. See, this is such a simple thing. It is equivalent to English language if you understand it like this. It is just saying that if a is greater than b, this is the way to write. Then if a is greater than b, that means a is the largest one. Then just print that a part and close the brace and then write otherwise if it is not greater. Otherwise print b, because there is a comparison between just two. If one is not greater, the other will be greater. So this is known as if statement. After this, write syntax of if statement. If expression, there is an expression with if, then after this you will provide some statement, then you will close that statement. That's it. This is our syntax of if statement. Now if you want to provide an else function with it, then you will call it if else statement. This is syntax of if statement, and if you provide the else with it, then it is the if else statement. In this it is if expression statement, then you provide else statement. This is the syntax of if else statement. Alright, so these were the two statements. One was if statement and another was a if else statement. Alright, there is one more type of statement regarding the if, that is known as nested if statement. Now what does this mean is, its syntax, just write the syntax. Its syntax will be like if expression 1, then again we will write if expression 2. That means there number of if statements, when they are combined together, they forms a type of nested if statement. Right? Currently we are using just one if statement, but if I use 2, 3, 4, more than 2, more than 1 actually, then I call it a if nested if statement. So what this program is asking you to do is, for example, if I am a user, alright, as a user I will provide inputs, like for example I am saying 10 and 20. Alright, with these two values I will provide them a character. A character will be like an operator. For example, for addition, then operator that we use is a plus sign. The subtraction we use minus sign. Multiplication star sign, and division slash. Alright, so what I have to do as a user, I have to provide them the value of as a 10, 20 and either plus or minus or multiply or divide according to my need. If I will provide just a positive sign, then the answer or the output should be 10 plus 20 equals to 30. If I provide minus sign, then they should be subtracted. If I provide multiplication sign, they should be multiplied, and with division they should be divided. So in order to do this type of question, see, as of now we have done the question in which only values are given, but this time you need to provide an operator too. Now this is a little bit tricky thing. An operator is nothing but a character. Alright, an operator is nothing but a character, and character are stored with the help of data type of char. Alright, so what we will do is, see, I'm just giving a brief idea, then you have to write the program. The brief idea is like you have to name it like class calculator, then public static void main, and in the mains I will provide one as int a and an operator, therefore character C. Yes, this character will be having either plus sign, minus sign, multiplication sign or slash sign. This will help you to understand whether I have to do multiplication, addition or subtraction. Alright, what we will do is we will start a program. Alright, now we will write it using if statement. I will write it like if C, character is C, the value of character is stored in C. If C is equal to plus, if this is equal to plus, then what I will do is SOPLN A plus B. I will directly get this thing. Or if you're not comfortable using directly plus sign over here, what you can do is provide some variables like int. For sum I will call it S, for product I will call it P, for multiplication M, division D. Alright, so you can say it like this after this, that S is equal to A plus B. Alright, SOP ln S. Alright, now this is a nested if statement. So what I will do, again I will use if. Now again if C is equal to this time minus sign. Alright, then now I am using sum product multiplication. What I am doing in product, I will write sum and subtraction, SUB I am doing it. So SUB is equals to A minus B. Then I will do SOPLN and I will subtraction value. Now if I will again use this if, see how I am using more than one if statement together. Yes, this is an example of a nested if. Now if C is equal to plus हो गया, minus हो गया, क्या बचा? Multiplication equals to star. Now I am using M for it. Multiplication is equals to A into P. Then I will provide SOPLN M. Now what is left? Divide. So else
last
yeah, because the remaining part will be the division only. All others are been covered over here. User need to enter either of these four things. So if not all these three things are matching, that means the fourth one is obviously a division sign. That's why else for division I use D is equals to A slash B. Then SOPLN for D. Alright. Then the program will be closed. So over here I'm using so many number of if statements together. So this is a program for a nested